Hello, everybody, and good afternoon. It is Monday, and I'm the Arrogant Madman, also known as Dimitri. Oh man, I've been having some type of, I don't know, week, I guess you can say. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut to the chase. Yes, I know this is not Saturday morning. Yes, I know that most people don't even watch the channel, and yes, I know that it's doubtable. Excuse me, doubtable that many people have seen the previous podcast. So hey, guess what? We're coming back. We're doing it again. But we're doing it on Monday because Saturday I was busy. So anyway, I woke up on Friday and I had this weird feeling underneath my tongue. I felt something I don't normally feel. So on the traditional day, you wake up and you think to yourself, I don't feel underneath my tongue. I don't think about stuff like that. It's kind of like when you get injured or hurt or something, you don't always think about that area until it's damaged or infected or whatever it may be. So when I woke up, I felt these little bumps, these two red bumps right underneath my tongue. Now it's connected straight to the roof. The underside of my tongue. Now apparently, when I went to go look it up on Google, a WebMD, everybody's got to be a doctor, so I got to be a doctor. So I put my freaking whatever they call that thing you put on your heart to hear it. It's stuff, whatever. So I woke up, I felt that, and I was like, oh, what is this? What's going on? So then the night previously before that, I burned myself. So I thought, Thursday night I burned myself. Friday morning, I'm paying for it. That's just how it works. That's how your mouth works. It carry over pain. It's like a pain and a half. It's overtime pain. So I think nothing of it. I'm thinking like, all right, well, rinse a little bit with some hydrogen peroxide and some water. No big deal. Brush my teeth a couple more times than usual, and we're ready to go. That's what I'm thinking. So Friday goes on, no big deal. I feel it. It's not that painful. It's okay. Then Saturday pops up. I wake up in the morning again, and I feel the bottom of my tongue, and I can still feel it. I feel it. And I go and look in the mirror, and I look at it, and I'm like, oh, man, what is this white, gooey, stringy substance? So I thought to myself, maybe it's just pus or something. But no. This stuff in particular sticks to my tongue. Underneath my tongue. I think it's when I looked at WebMD, it was like your salivary glands. Apparently, it sticks to that, and I was like, gross. So I took a needle. Yeah, I know, not clean, whatever. I heated it in water. I know it's not hot enough. And I dipped it in water. Water. I dipped it in alcohol. Yeah, I know alcohol is not strong enough to sterilize the needle. Okay, all right. So I take that, and then I start kind of brushing the needle against that salivary gland right underneath my tongue for a little bit. And I started noticing that the yellow stringy stuff was peeling off slowly, and it was really, really stuck. And then eventually, I remember I went ahead, manned up, and really kind of poked at it. And when I actually did, guess what? Some of them broke off, some of it didn't. So I was kind of, I'm just going to leave it alone. Maybe it'll go away. Maybe get a little better. Maybe I started rinsing my mouth some more with hydrogen peroxide and water. I didn't have that much, so I had to do it a few times. And then I was like, oh, shoot, I can't even get rid of the thing. Can you believe it? So I go to the store with my dad, and I go and get some of that antibacterial ointment. Now, I know ointment is not for mouth. It is for external uses only, but I used it anyway. And I was like, okay, maybe it'll work, And when I used it, guess what? It calmed me down. It made it less painful. And I feel like it took a little bit of the swelling out. Like, not a lot, just a little bit. It's a tiny bit, It's a little of the swelling, just a tiny bit. And I was like, cool, okay, I might can use this. So I used it a little bit, no big deal. So then Saturday? So Saturday that happened with that. So then Sunday, I come back and look at it Sunday. Guess what? Same thing, but it just increased a little bit more. And I was like, oh, jeez. Not only that, I started feeling some pain, some redness right in the front of the bottom section of my mouth, like right by my gums. And I was thinking like, oh, man. Is this a gum thing? Is this a dentist thing? And I thought to myself, you know what? Yes, this is a dentist thing. From the last couple months, I've been brushing, and I have had bleeding gums, and I've been taking special care of them. Except I needed a floss, and I don't have floss over here in my apartment. And it's like, oh, well, then they were like, get in the car and go get some freaking floss. And I'm like, you know what? I don't have a car, so I go and walk my butt all over the place. So I'm a little tired right now. So I already had to walk and go get some more hydrogen peroxide because I ran out here at the apartment and I'm not at home. So, I got to use my little peanuts wisely. I'm running out of money. So I know floss is not expensive. Don't get me wrong. I know. But it wasn't on top of my list. Hydrogen peroxide and painkillers were on top of my list. So Sunday comes around, I go to church, no big deal. Worship service goes fine. I sing fine, no problems at all. Only sometimes when I move my tongue in different places, I can feel it. I can feel something's not right. I don't like that. Oh, that's a little painful. Oh, that's a little painful. So I find out that Monday I wake up, I'm back in town again, Monday. And yeah, it did it again. It's more caked up with more of that white stuff. But sometimes that white stuff, it runs away. Sometimes it disappears. Like right now, the only reason I'm talking right now and things are going well is because that weird white gooey trash found its way out of my mouth slowly. But it's still there. It's still there. Like, it's still there. But it's less likely. So I've been drinking a lot more water and I've been walking around a ton out here in the heat, sweating to death. And that actually, I think, has been helping it. So this afternoon, right after class, I went down to our student health center. Got an appointment, went down there, talked to a nurse. Nurse checked my height and my weight, asked me a history of my, medical problems and whatnot. So did all the fun stuff, put me in a little room, left me in there, and nurse checked me out. Doctor checked me out. Didn't know. No idea what it was. She was like, I don't know. Okay, no, she didn't say that. But she was like, okay, I'll be right back. And she came back and told me, hey, I consulted Dr. So-and-so. So, basically that means I don't know what the F wrong with you. So I had to go ask somebody else across the room because I don't know what's going on. They got expertise in nasty mouth syndrome. I ain't a nasty mouth freaking doctor. So, the pediatrician. Am I still in the pediatrician range? Is being 23 still pediatrician? I remember it's some absurd number that it still go up to even when you're an adult. I don't know. Whatever. Only it's an old folks doctor and it's young folks doctor. I think that's how it works. So I guess I don't know. Whatever. General health care physician. She said that the other doctor commented and said, even though he didn't check me out, I wish he came and looked at me. Said that it could possibly have been for me burning myself with the tea. Like I thought it's possible. Or actually I have another theory I'm going to tell you right after this. It could also be from some type of viral infection I have floating around in my body, like some kind of the horrible, evil disease that can't be cured with antibiotics, because antibiotics are for bacterial infections, and I must have some type of viral infection. But right now I'm not experiencing any weird symptoms. I'm not, extremely hot or coughing or wheezing or sneezing or I'm not having regular flu-like symptoms, which make me go, ugh. Like, I'm happy, I'm really excited about this because I can go about my day-to-day life. I just got to feel the weird parts of my mouth. I'm just like, that's a little painful. That feels a little weird. Because now not only does the bottom part of my gums, I think the upper part of my gums acting kind of funny. So, doctor didn't know, so doctor couldn't give me anything for it. So, she told me to do a follow-up in a couple days, 2 days. So I'm like, okay, cool. And so right now I'm thinking that, like, the receptionist was like, you sure you don't want to see a dentist? And I was like, not today, because today I was starving. So I'm like, not today. So I told her maybe tomorrow I might go see a dentist. I think it's probably more their field. They're used to the mouth and mouth infection. So maybe it is more their area. But I'm going to see how it goes tomorrow. I'm going to keep doing what I need to do here. I'm going to keep drinking plenty of water because I've been getting this constant dry mouth, which has been driving me insane. So I've been drinking a lot of water. I've been sweating a lot too since I've been walking so much out in the heat. So I'm thinking, okay, well, hey, it's helping out. Keep drinking a lot of water. Like, I need to drink water now. I probably end up hold up 1 second. I probably end up dying over here if I don't drink anything. Excuse me, yeah, I drink. Because since I'm gonna be running my mouth for about another 50 minutes or so. But anyway, she didn't know what to do. She couldn't give me anything. She told me that if I start feeling pain, take a Tylenol. I got some off-brand because I ain't buying Tylenol. Tylenol too expensive. So I got some off-brand CVS pharmacy. Because CVS is close. Not because CVS is cheap, because it's not. It's close. It's close to me. So, I did that. I'm all set. I got some hydrogen peroxide. I need to switch my mouth out. I just got back. So let me tell you what I've been doing. So I told you in the last one, I'm a broadcast student. You know, a multi-platform journalism, but I'm broadcast. Whatever. I end up having to go back down to campus again after I had my big ordeal day of walking around in weird places, because the health center's far over here. The place I go to school, the place I have class is just a little far over here, and home is really far. And then I had to come back from home back to that place to take class at, and it's like back forward. And I'm thinking like, oh, I'm dying over here. Why can't cars be cheap and still work well? Yeah, that part, that's the important part. But I walked back down there again. I told my partner, hey, since you're transit, cool. You go back and forth to Houston, cool, whatever, no big deal. I'm going to go ahead and, stay here, come back later in the day, and then sign up for our story leads. So, yeah, we do story leads. Our teacher approves them. He puts them up on the board. So, the bad thing about it is that I go there, it's like 4:35 or so. I sit down on the little bench because my teacher, he normally put the stuff on his door. His door is cracked, but I didn't want to bother him because he's a little stuffy. He's a hard person to talk to. So I was like, I'm not going in there. So I go and sit down on the bench and I wait. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, you got to give him time. You got to give him time to be able to look through all the story ideas that we've been suggesting, find the best ones that he likes, and he puts them up on the board. So I decide I'm just going to wait a little while, wait about 5 to 10 minutes, get up and check the door. So I was going to keep renting this, this pattern. So it's like 4:35-ish, something like that. I get my butt up, I go check the door. I'm like, okay, well, it's not there. So I go sit down. So cool. I wait another 5-10 minutes. I get up, 5:40 something. And I was like, okay, nothing happened. Then 5:50 rolled around. Excuse me. 5:50 rolled around. And I go to the door, nothing still. So 5:50, 4:50. I'm like 5:50. Whoa, like a whole hour or something? No, 4:50. It gets about 4:55. No, 5:02. I go back to the door. I'm thinking like, you know what? I need to talk to him. And so I knock on the door. And, hey, reception was well. Everybody was happy. I was nice. I was smiling. He was smiling. And he was like, well, I would normally put the leads on the door for you can get, working on it. But he said, I'm grading the assignments. So he just wanted me to come back tomorrow morning. And then I can go sign up. So I'm thinking like, cool. I wish I knew that about, 25, 30 minutes ago before I sat down and wasted my entire time, as well as the 15-minute walk I had to do. So I'm thinking like, well, that's 35, 40 minutes that I could have been, chilling. So despite that, I tell myself, maybe it's a good thing, You're walking, you're exercising, you're sweating, good for you. You're not feeling well. Maybe that helps. Anyway, I come back and yeah. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Anyway, I go back to my apartment. I'm thinking to myself, well, if what I was gonna say, I can't remember what I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, so the professor was saying that a lot of people in the class they weren't doing the assignment correctly. He said that they didn't look at the handouts, and when he say they, I'm in that group of they. I thinking, because I don't know if he's talking about me. He might be talking to me indirectly, but I am part of the group that turned things in that he did check. So I would say that I'm not entirely sure if he was referring to me. Hopefully he was not referring to me, but you never know. So I was like, oh man, that's terrible. You were saying, like, a lot of this stuff is bad. I'm thinking like, oh, now I gotta look at this horrible grade because he gives points out of 200 out of 200 points for every assignment. So we turned in 2 assignments, and that'll be out of 200 points. So that's 400 points. We got another 2 assignments next week. This week. Another 2. What is that? 800 total. 800 points, and then the final is 1,000. I think it's 1,000 points, something like that. But on the final, you have to make at least what is it? At least an 80 on the final, or he won't give you any credit at all. He would just give you a flat 0. Because he said that if you did your studying, you should get at least higher than an 80. That's how I can tell that you actually comprehended what you read and you actually learned something in the class. So he states. So I'm just kind of waiting around and thinking, I'm waiting for my 79, I'm going to take the test. I'm going to sit down in the little thing. I'm feeling all good about myself. I studied a couple nights before, especially beforehand, getting in class, take the test. And I feel like, bam, he come back on the next day, hand us our test back. It's going to be a freaking 79. I wouldn't be surprised. And I'd be sitting there like, because apparently he's going to give you a 0 if you get 79. Apparently. I didn't know that. So I was like, well, cool. Whatever. I see how it is. Personally, I didn't expect that. But, what can you do? People got different types of, what's the word I'm looking for? Preferences. But yeah, I know. I mean, everybody has pushy teachers or the tough grader teacher. The ones that give you all kind of hell for no reason. So yeah, he seems to be one of those. So anyway, I don't know. Currently, right now, what else has been going on? Yeah, E3. I can't even believe I didn't even mention it. Like, I have barely been looking at anything E3 related. Only just like a few things. Like, I think I heard a lot of people were very upset with Bethesda. They did not like their showcase at all. Like, they just did not prefer it in any capacity. Let me see. Like, the first 10 minutes they were talking about Fallout 4 VR. And Doom VR, which is cool, but it kind of gimmicky, it's kind of like, well, back in the past in Nintendo, they would do the Virtual Boy, the Power Glove, those little accessory things, and they would try to get you to use it. Now I know, Virtual Boy it's his own thing. It's actually a system. It's not actually accessory. It's an accessory system or a gimmick system. The Power Glove is supposedly supposed to be for multiple types of games. So technically, yes, it is. That is an accessory more than the Virtual Boy. But I think it's gimmicky. The thing I will say is that, yeah, it's cool. Virtual reality is awesome. It's cool. You get your Vive. Is it Vive? No, Vibe? I don't remember. And Oculus. I can't remember the other one. It's another one out there too. But yeah, you're gonna be pushing out a lot of money, just in general, just to use any of those, which will be cool to have, But I mean, that opens up a whole nother subject about the whole VR thing. I heard that, and I seen that. I think it was from Super Bunny Hop. He was talking about how the VR was making a lot of people sick, or motion sickness, apparently. I don't know. And they had like a whole little acronym abbreviation about how they were making people sick. It was like a little mini name. I forgot the name it was. I don't really remember the name of it. So the thing that a lot of the VR games did was they started doing more, what's the word I'm looking for? Teleporting rather than walking. See, apparently, I think the way he explained it was that your brain perceives whatever it technically, I guess, kind of sees. If it sees something, more than likely it's gonna believe that's what's going on. It does that with a lot of functions in the body. But if you're walking, and you're walking in real life, let's say you're walking down the street, your brain knows where you are. Your brain knows by using your eyes that, hey, I'm walking down a sidewalk. I'm on top of the sidewalk. I'm close to that tree, and it starts trying to like map out the area. That's what your brain does, and it tells you that, hey, you're not too far from that tree over there, or you're right next to the grass, which is next to the sidewalk, and then your body feels elevated and it's fine. Now the problem that happens with the VR is that often when you put it on, then your mind thinks that, hey, you're in a haunted mansion, or you're in a roller coaster, or you're whatever that the VR game puts you in. And if you feel like you're there, your brain thinks, oh shoot, well, you're running now. So then it says to your body, run. And it kind of signals your body to do that. And then when your body doesn't really respond, because you know that in your mind, you're thinking to yourself, okay, no, I don't need to run. It's just for a game. But then I guess I'm going to say mind and brain, even though they're like similar, or your conscious, or your mind, or your brain. It tells yourself, well, you're not doing it, so then do it now. And often you'll see you either get sick or you'll do something you're not expecting, like most likely collapsing. Like I know you've seen the videos. People walk around and they will go and try out the VR headset in the store, and then they'll have somebody stand directly behind them with their arms open, and then like right when something crazy happened, like they were on a roller coaster and it flips or they fall or something like that, their body just drops. And that's pretty much your mind playing tricks on you, which is not technically true to say that idiom. Is more like your mind's thinking that it's somewhere else even though it's not. So VR definitely works. Our bodies just can't, our brains can't handle that. So the solution to the problem, they start actually using the ability to teleport rather than walk. And that's where you coming right back to the teleport conversation. You pretty much will jump in the game. So you use you're either your little handhelds or your controller, and you will pick a place and you will jump or leap to it rather than the walking. The walking gives you that disillusion. Or also when turning happens, when you turn, that was giving a lot of people seasickness, but motion sickness. Turning, like actually legit, like slow panning to left or right. More of a turn. That made a lot of people sick. So the thing that they would do now is called, I think it's called blinking. And you'll press a button and it will blink, like the screen will blink. And then your character or yourself will move to a left or right slowly, like, rotating on the axis. So it'll blink, 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 and you'll go around in a circle or however far you need to go. So those are some of the solutions that they use when it comes down to the virtual reality. When I think about it, it's like the main purpose is to immerse you in the game. It's supposed to immerse you in that reality. But in reality, the problem that happened, which I think happens a lot often, is that nowadays the technology is good enough, but we're not good enough. It's something about our, what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever we're made out of, which is mostly water and salt and minerals and dirt. Can't particularly keep up with a lot of cool stuff that's going on with technology. So I think physiology, I think that's the word I'm looking for. So that particularly happens often, and it's pretty much that, that long battle, or I would say that long battle of trying to compensate for the lack of what humans can do compared to what other things can do, like machines or programs in computers, or certain scripts that we have to compensate for. So in reality, if you really think that virtual reality is going to be completely immersive, it can't be. And the reason why it can't be is because humans are limited. We have our limits, and we can only go so far in so many areas. And so you will have to blink the turn if you want to stay healthy and not get sick. And you're going to have to teleport forward or backwards if you want to move, if you don't want to get sick. And you're just going to have to accept that you're human and you're frail. And that's exactly what happens to humans. So I don't think they mentioned too many other VR related things in the E3 Bethesda showcase. I think the next ones were why can't I even remember? You know why I can't remember that well is because, well, first of all, it wasn't that good. That was one of the problems there. They showed more was it Morrowind, Elder Scrolls Online, which I seen, and I was like, it seems pretty cool. But the whole ORPG, I did it before when I was younger, and it's hard to get back into that, as much as I used to, because I'm older now, so I got a lot of stuff to do, and I just don't have time to sit around for hours and hours, grinding for EXP and trying to find parties. I don't even remember what they even call them anymore. What do they call it? Something parties, where they go hunting parties, or I don't know, where they go and fight some kind of big giant dungeon boss or something. I don't remember. Either I don't have the patience for it, or the time. And the patience of time is probably what it is. So that's probably why I never really got into Monster Hunter, even though I really did want to. And I would say that I really wanted to play the first one, like a lot. The first one was, to me, if I'm not mistaken, it didn't really have too big of a multiplayer aspect to it. It was more like, hey, you're a monster hunter, so you go hunt monsters and you make weapons and clothing out of their bodies. And I was like, it was a cool concept. The game was extremely Japanese, but I digress, so to speak. But they did talk about Morrowind. They did mention. I hope I'm not confusing this, because I can't remember. No. Wolfenstein is that EA? I can't even remember if Wolfenstein is EA or is it Bethesda. Whatever. Let's jump to something else. Dishonored. It's a new Dishonored. Supposed to be coming out. I'm gonna be completely honest and say that I don't hate Dishonored. I don't have any particular bad issues with it. It's just not my game. I don't know. It's just something about it. I don't know. I'm not putting no one down who likes it, because I like it too. I just don't want to play it. I don't know if it's a thing. I don't know if something's wrong with me, probably. Because it probably is. It might be. It's just the fact that I don't know. I think if I had a gripe, because I'm gonna say my gripe with the game is that I really don't. I really, 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 really don't like the character models. I just don't. I don't like the oversized hands. It kind of looked like a more detailed Team Fortress. Team Fortress had a charm, though. I give you that. I never really played Team Fortress because I'm not really a PC gamer, but Team Fortress has a charm about it that's just fun and interesting, and I feel like it fits that universe. I feel like Valve did a fantastic job there, because it's we talking about separate companies now, but I feel like it worked because the game is multiplayer. It's all you do is shoot each other, or you capture the flag, or you do King of the Hill, and that's what it's for. So it's always funny because I just blew you up. So you supposed to be dead forever, but you forgot it's multiplayer. So of course you take it too seriously, then it's not fun. So that's why I think I had a lot of fun with Unreal Tournament, because it was fun. They took the liberties. They chalked it up there and was like, hey, we're gonna have fun, and no one's gonna stop us here. And yeah, we're not gonna be overly serious. Even though they were serious, it was to a degree that it had a charm to it that made it fun, that I wasn't too worried about. Yeah, that I wasn't too worried about. So I think that fits well. But when you come to the Dishonored universe, I feel like they're going for more gritty, realistic feel. You're talking about like a steampunk London kind of vibe. You got pestilence and people, rats eating people. It's like a lot of grim reality stuff in there. And then I feel like it just breaks it that you got these people wearing these like white wigs, because they using that aristocrat type of mentality, and they got these oversized hands and funny shaped heads and big wide shoulders, and I don't know, I don't know, it just kills me from trying to believe it. I think that's why I had an issue with what was it, BioShock. I love BioShock, I do. Like, no big deal, no problems. But it's something similar to Dishonored and BioShock. They have a similar art thing going. And BioShock is great for writing. But I feel like every time you didn't see the humanoid characters, the better the game was. Like BioShock is mostly, to me, atmosphere. You get a good atmosphere, you can just put just about anything. I mean, you can literally put cartoon characters to come kill you, which what's that game called? Inky and the or whatever it is, or Blinky, I don't know. The one where it's a horror game and those those rip off Mickey Mouse characters are trying to murder you. And you wander around that old cartoon studio. That game, see, you create the right atmosphere, drop the player in it, you can put just about anything, and most time it will work well. So I think that's what happens with BioShock and Dishonored. It's the same concept. It's like we create a world that makes you feel like you're really there, and then we can put just about anything in it, even though it doesn't, to me, really charm well with the game. It's gonna be fine, So that's why I always say that, yeah, I don't particularly hate Dishonored. I don't, not at all. I don't hate it at all. It's really fun. It's really cool. I just didn't particularly prefer the art style. Same thing to a BioShock. Love the gameplay, love the story. Didn't really prefer the character models that often. BioShock more than Dishonored. I like BioShock more for character models than Dishonored. So, I mean, that's just how I feel about it. You create the right atmosphere, drop a person in it. That game is fun no matter what. It got that limbo mentality, or Subnautica. Was it? Is it Subnautica? Subnautica, the sea game, which is like a sandbox, like Minecraft but underwater. That concept. I feel like those work out really well. But yes, I just looked it up right now. Wolfenstein 2 is Bethesda. I had a feeling, and yeah, they're coming out with the second one, the New Colossus. I didn't even take the time out to even look at the trailer, and I need to, cause I played the newest. Well, no, take that back. I played the new. Oh, I should say that. Yeah, I played the newest, more detailed Wolfenstein in the series of the new Wolfensteins, or the new reboot of Wolfensteins. And I gotta say, I was surprised. I actually liked it a lot. I was really like, I just didn't expect that. I was expecting like, I'm gonna pick this game up. Like, I rented it, and I was like, some tell me I'm not gonna like this first person shooter, but nope, I loved it. I don't know how it's possible that you can run around and shoot two shotguns at the same exact time, but hey, Punisher did it on the Punisher game, so why not? Cool. So when I see the one that came out previously, I thought that was just DLC. I did not know that was a standalone game. That Wolfenstein, the one that came out right after the other one, I did not know, unless it is a DLC. I know I gotta look that up, because I don't know. Because when I saw it, I was like, is that even the real game? It looks short. I don't know, it just looked short. I didn't know if it was a real game or not. I think it was Wolfenstein. I don't know what it was, but I could have promised it was some type of like DLC. Now it just felt like it. Yeah, 'cause I think the new order, and I think it might have been one before, unless I'm mistaken. I'm probably mistaken. Yeah, most likely. But anyway, I love the game. Wolfenstein. So the new Wolfenstein. I didn't see the trailer, but I know it's gonna be good. I love the cutscenes in it. Um, just this is gonna be cool. I feel bad for the less players who are gonna play this. For YouTube, because you can't say that N word, and I don't mean the black N word. I mean the other N word, the one with the Germans. You can't say that one, because if you say that, I don't know. YouTube got this algorithm. They'll hear that particular word, or they'll hear words associated with that word, and then they will be like, "Well, we're gonna have to review your channel because you said that horrible regime that happened around 1940 something. You can't mention anything about that because it's censored unless you don't want any type of monetization on your channel. You can't say those words. Anything related to that particular time frame in 1940, well, that ended in 1945, that began around 1930 something. Yeah, don't mention anything like that if you're gonna play the game. Don't put it in the description box. Don't even say anything about it. I mean, I've been hearing that even some YouTubers been having issues with saying the word. I don't even want to say it because I say it, I can't even get money off of it. Saying the word KILL. Just saying that. I've been watching Rob from Comics Explained, and he said that he can't say that word. Even though that he's talking about fictional characters from a Marvel or DC universe, he cannot say that word. And if you missed it, it's the opposite of alive. He can't say the opposite of alive in the context that someone made that happen. So he can't say that. And I feel like we can't say that word because it's not advertisement friendly. So in a title, instead of saying that word, he said unalive. How to unalive this superhero? And I thought it was just the funniest title in the world. I promise, slowly but surely, YouTube's going to turn into TV. And it's going to be exactly like TV. I mean, after a while, YouTube's going to charge you. I know they've been talking about it. They do it with YouTube Red. And I feel like they're going to push it over to the free version, and they're actually going to charge you for it. Because they're going to be like, well, they're going to close off the YouTube partner system, I'm sure. So anybody with like less than a couple, probably 100,000 views is going to get shut down. And anybody with a certain number, probably 500,000 or more, are gonna be projected or given higher and better equipment so they can be like studio quality, as well as YouTube is gonna start trying to boss hog and direct those people of how to run their channel correctly to make the most money. And I know for a fact it's gonna happen. And then the average man, like me and you, are going to go on YouTube. We're going to put in our account name. And he's going to ask us, oh, we just need one of your credit cards or one of your debit cards. And we'll get you hooked up with the service. The first 4 to 12, probably 4, maybe 6 months are free. The next 6 months after the free months, it'll be $1.50 or something, or $2 and something per month. And then after that special fee over, they'll charge you like $6.99 per month. So you can go on YouTube and watch your favorite YouTubers. All the other low channel people that don't get that much interest or play, then they're going to be eliminated. So don't worry about them anymore. They'll go to Twitch and like Daily Motion. I know other weird places. And yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. So YouTube Red is just what's the word I'm looking for? Like a trial. It's a pre-test. Like, oh yeah, we're just gonna try it out. We're just gonna see how things work. People pay for this content. We got the biggest stars on it. We had PewDiePie, but he had to do that racist joke about those type of people who was affected by those other type of people. See, I can't even say that. I'm not even saying that about those other type of people. And he ended up getting the show canceled, and Disney pulled their backing for him. But don't worry, there's more. There's gonna be a lot more on YouTube Red. You darn right. I like when they start dangling $1 million in your face and be like, hey, come make content for us. Here's a couple $1 million. So, and here's some new camera equipment, and here's a studio you can live in. Hey, come move down to California. You know. Speaking about the California moving, I have noticed. I don't know how many people have noticed, but I've noticed that a huge percentage of YouTubers have moved to California, and I know why. I'm sure you know why too. I'm sure everybody knows why. And it's because, bam, that's where everything's at. You got your Silicon Valley, you got your IGN, they're stationed over there. I mean, just it's the hot spot for any electronic media at all in any capacity. It could be radio, news, TV, whatever it is most likely sitting in Hollywood. And you see all the YouTubers move over to the West Coast. They're in California. They're using the studios that they're provided with by their partnership or sponsorship. I don't know however you want to call it, because the big name companies are gonna license them, make them sign contracts, and then they can go out and put out their YouTube videos. And you're thinking like, oh, these YouTube videos are amazing. Look at all these amazing graphics. Then you find out that it's not them anymore making it. There are other people writing their scripts for them, or interesting things to say, or ideas. You got other people working on their editing. I'm not saying that you can't get people working on your editing. I'm just saying that you get this really high, extremely skilled person that you don't know. They get paid a lot of money to do your editing for you. And for like the little guy, the small guy who wants to go out and do interesting videos, or who wants to put their mind at work or do something as a hobby as well as a career choice to use, gets shafted. They get hit with all the fines and penalties. They don't have the financial backing for the cool, interesting, or good equipment. They can't fight the copyright strikes. They're just gonna have to accept it and move on. And it happens all the time. I mean, it's what it is. I mean, you can't get in business and it's gonna be easy. I mean, attracting people is only a small part of what a business is or what a name is. I mean, I know. You probably sitting around, you don't have that many views. I understand. I'm in the same boat. I agree. But the most important thing to remember is that, hey, every time you put out a video, every time that you answer a comment, or every time you edit something, you're doing it. And you can't beat that. You just can't beat that. It's the fact that, you yourself has put time and effort into something. You will reap those benefits and rewards for it. It's going to take some time, but if you put the time and dedication into it, it's gonna come back. It always does. And so, thinking about the whole big industry of YouTube / TV, because it might well be a TV station after all. Just I probably started putting YouTube on TV. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, technically they have with smart TVs, but when it happens and everybody runs away and goes to Twitch and all these other little weird stations and blog programs and whatnot, we'll see how things go. See how things change, because I keep hearing that they're going to be charging for Facebook. I keep hearing that, and I'm sitting there like, ooh, I don't think you should do that. I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, I know they're getting paid a lot of money from advertisers, and they're getting paid a lot of money from the government, because I know they turn over all that information on Facebook over there to the government, because come on. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they? I mean, what, you think they're not patriots? They're not upstanding citizens? If the United States government came to you and said, "Hey, you person that owns Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Google, whatever it may be, it's important," and they ask you, "Please, we need your information," which is not your information, it's actually the information of millions, if not billions, of people across the entire world, not only Americans. And we need that information now. And the reason why we need it is because we need to make a giant log of all these people and their likes and dislikes, their friends list, and people who had talked to, spoken to, interacted with within the last couple months, weeks, or years, and then make a huge giant list. So every time we pull their name up, we know exactly everything about them. We know that you like to go eat out at blah 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 restaurant because you always take food over your entrees and your plates. We know you like to get your nails done at blah 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 because you always tag the location of where it's at, besides your GPS always being on. We know who your family members are because you have kindly found all your relatives and made sure that you placed them on your tree on Facebook and said, "Hey, this is my brother, this is my sister, this is my mom and dad, this is my cousin, my niece, my nephew, and this is my play friend," or whatever, I don't know, whatever they call it. And then you get all these people, and all these things, and then they see what your favorite ice cream is. They see that you had a breakup because you want to go on a rant up on your status. And then they take all this information and they build it all up. And then next thing you know, you get arrested for doing something, whatever it may be. I'm sure most of us are going to get arrested at least one time in our life doing something. And then you're confused as you're sitting around in the interrogation room and they tell you exactly, or they ask you exactly how your family doing, or how's your cousin Jenny, or do you want coffee? Because I know you like it with 2 sugars in it. And then you wonder to yourself, well, how did they know that? Because we relinquished the information easily. We didn't care. We was like, fine, whatever, cool. Here, take it. Take my information. Not my money this time. Take my information. And they did. And I think, when it comes down to it, hey, I don't care. I don't. I really don't care. I mean, I find it very preferable if they didn't know exactly what type of coffee I like to have, because I would love to have that when I'm sitting in an interrogation room or a courtroom. Please give me my favorite type of Frappuccino from Starbucks. You will have all the information you need. I wouldn't mind. I think that sounds cool to me. But not everybody's going to be okay with that. Not everybody's going to be cool with Facebook sharing their messages and information with the U.S. government or the CIA or FBI. But all I'm going to say is that, hey, if you have information that's very personal to you, that only you and the government should know, and your doctor. Always remember that there's no such thing as private information. Not necessarily. It is either one of 2 things. It's information that you want people to know, and it's information that you don't want people to know. And that's what it's always been. It's always going to be that way. Nothing's private. Nothing's hidden. Nothing's gone. Nothing's going to disappear forever. All secrets come out eventually. All the things done in dark come out to light. Nothing new under the sun. There's a lot of sayings, a lot of idioms out there to describe exactly what's going to happen. So don't worry and waste your time with withholding personal information. Unless, and I'll say unless, it's someone particular that's not behind a powerful agency, that does not have a huge amount of authority, then you can hide your personal information. Because in reality, I'm sure your mailman knows more about you than your family does. And that's just being honest, because I feel like from my perspective, same concept. They know exactly what I would like to buy. My name's on everything. They probably don't know what's in it. Or they might. You never know. All I gotta do is just retape it. Whatever. But yeah, they know more. So that's the concept I heard before, is that strangers know more about you than actual people that know you. So in reality, Do I think it's crazy that the government is actually taking time out to look through all this stuff? No. Because if I sit my butt down and have to find story leads, like reporter story leads, to go actually do some shooting, to do some B-roll, to do an interview, to do anything related to being a reporter, I don't think it's crazy that they will sit around and catalog all this information about people through a Facebook. Even if they lied. I mean, they let you know more about a person. It's in general. And I feel like it's good information there. Even if it's not true. Even if it's fake. Sorry, I keep touching the mic. Even if it's fake. It's still good information. So I would say this, yes. When it comes down to information, it is absolutely powerful. It is difficult to withhold or hide anything in particular. Even after you're dead. I mean, I know people have seen it in the movies. What was that movie that I think about? Was it Lovely Bones? That movie a trip. Oh, the movie made me feel weird. But yeah, even that. Yeah, they found out about the perverted creepy man. Even though all the evidence was gone, just about. But yep, they still found it. They sure did. So I would say that it don't matter what you do, someone's gonna find out eventually. So hopefully, try to do more good, positive things. Then they can find those things out, and then they'll have a better idea about you. And the less bad things you do, the better you'll look. Even after death, even when you're alive, that's probably more profitable. Having a good reputation alive rather than bad reputation when you're dead. I'm sure that most people wouldn't care how people view them after they passed away. It's probably only a select few or select many, to be fair. Because me, I always wonder about like my family history. Thinking back, I'm like, well, what if great grandpop was actually a freaking thief or something, and not just any thief. I mean, like he stole from people who were sick in hospitals, or he was a con man that stole from old people, old women, old men. And you're like, do I technically want to know that? Not really. Because what they did technically has no effect on me unless the consequences have carried over. Consequences and a half. Consequences time over. That's what I'm thinking. That's the only reason that would be even halfway, useful or decent. Shoot. Anyway, so let's get back on a happier note and say, I watched this video with Chef Gordon Ramsay. I think it's a master chef. And he's showing all the contestants of the show. He showed them how he can split a lobster. And not only that, extract all meat. I mean all of it. I don't mean some. I mean everything. He goes in there, he got the lobster and he's like, yeah, we're just going to cut the claws out. What is it? Yeah, we're going to release the lobster and cut off the little things holding his little claws. And he said, we're going to go ahead and, basically kill it humanely. And, he take this huge knife and he goes down it, like, just caves in his head. And I was like, oh, goodness. I just noticed I said that word. Anyway, he caves in his head. And then, like, he's, like, cutting this thing apart. He's cutting off, he's like, twisting and breaking off claws. Removing the little legs, ripping off the back tail, and like everything's intact. I mean, like the tail is perfect, it's beautiful. I can't even do a crawfish, and I get like 30 or 40 times the practice, and I still can't crack that little thing open correctly. Be halfway open, busted, cut in half. The shell sticking out, little feet keep poking my fingertips. But no, he did it real easy. He just twist and pulled. I kept hearing him say that, twist and pull, twist and pull. So I'm thinking like, man, shoot, I want some crawfish right now, or lobster. And you just twist and pull and see if that actually works, because I doubt it. Anyway, he goes through the video. He's like, it's just like crazy. He's like extracting everything you can possibly imagine from this freaking lobster here. Like he's removing like the head part, the body part, the tail, the claws. He even pulled the meat out of the claws, right? But not even that, which was pretty cool. The meat out of the claws, important. He said 80% of people normally miss the important meat, and that's actually in his legs. The little baby legs. You can get meat out of them. It blew my mind. When I saw that, my mind was blown. He took one of those rolling pins. One of them old rolling pins that grandma used to have. He took one of them old wooden rolling pins, and he started at the bottom of the little, leg that's attached to the body, and then he just kind of pushed down and rolled up with that little wooden roller, and the meat just came out like a tube of cookie dough from the Pillsbury Doughboy homeboy. Yeah, he just rolled it, came right out, just oozed out. It was amazing. And then he had the nerve when he plated it. When they get all the food and they put it on a plate so they can serve it or can show it off. He reassembled the lobster using all the edible meats. Here's the knuckles. Here's the legs, the limbs, the claws. And he even took the head and cut it with some scissors. Made it look nice. And then sat the head up. And the head was at a diagonal. It was sitting there and it was beautiful. It was the most gorgeous thing in the world. I was like, wow. I'm hungry. That lobster looks beautiful. He literally cooked it for no joke. He cooked it for 2 minutes. It was boiling hot water. He cooked 2 minutes. He said, we're not trying to cook it. We're poaching it. He said, so the meat will slide right out. 2 minutes. That's all it took. 2 minutes. Whole lobster dived into water. Well, dived in. Put in water. And all he did was lightly toast it. Can you believe that? Oh, man. Poached. Excuse me, though. I don't like toast. Yeah, basically toasted. He lightly poached it. It was the most miraculous, most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And it made me go, you know what? I want lobster. Which reminds me of that time when me and my fiance had lobster. It was her birthday and her mom bought her some lobster from Red Lobster. And she shared it with me, and oh my goodness. Y'all. Wonderful. It was beautiful. It was the greatest thing I ever seen in my life. It was delicious. Oh, it was so good. So I'm thinking wow, lobster's good. Man, I like it. I keep hearing my parents oh, no, lobster's not that good. I don't really like lobsters that much, I don't like lamb either. Lamb. I don't like lamb either. But I like those. Those are good. Lamb's good. A little tough sometimes, but good though. Tastes great. Good meat. And a lobster, good meat. I don't understand what they talking about. I don't know. Maybe they had bad lobster a long time ago. Or, maybe a lot of us are just pre-programmed to have certain types of tastes. Oh my goodness. Different types of taste. And I think that's probably what happened. We had different types of taste. You grew up with certain things, we don't really like venturing out all the time. I understand. I don't always like venturing out. But when you do, drink a Dos Equis. When you do, shoot, try something good. You might love it the rest of your life. Or hate it the rest of your life. And there's no way on earth, it's an unlikely way on earth that you will either reject or keep said thing. So if you try something you like, most likely you're going to keep it the rest of your life. If you try something you don't like, you probably reject it for a big chunk of the life, if not the whole time. So, that's like me with potato salad. I'm sorry, everybody. I said it. I don't like potato salad. I'm not feeling it. That's just not my thing. Hey, horseradish or not, that ain't my thing. Oh, no. I'm okay. So if someone comes to you and say, hey, you want some potato salad? You tell them, hey, not over here. Not over here. It's a barbecue. Just give me some bread, give me some meat, some brisket. Give me some ribs. Oh, Maybe some corn. Oh, I hope some corn. Oh, beans. Gotta have beans. Bush beans too. I don't know what the secret is. I don't know what that dog's saying. I don't know. Freaking bush beans are delicious. Anyway, sorry about that. I really do appreciate everybody for listening. I want to thank every one of you for taking the time out of your busy day just to hear me ramble on and on and on about a billion different subjects. I hope you got something entertaining, if not interesting, about it. I thank you so much for your time. This is the Two-Way Street. I'm the Arrogant Madman, also known as Dimitri. That's my birth name. My slave name. But definitely stay tuned to the channel. I'm gonna try to upload more often. Hopefully this infection will go away. If not, or viral infection, whatever it's called, hopefully it will go fine. I sound like it doesn't bother me. It's been a little naggy. I can feel it, but it's not prohibiting me from talking. You know, I talked for like a whole hour now. I've been drinking plenty of fluids, plenty of water. I'm trying to stick mostly to water. And yeah, it's great. So hey, have fun this summer. You know, go out, hang out with the family, kick back. If you're in summer classes like me, hey, I feel you. I absolutely feel you. Small battles. Take what you can do with your summer classes. When you get some free time like me, once you make a podcast, call it the weather warning or something. I don't know. Hey, use your time wisely. Sometimes you don't have to be in school the whole entire summer. I got 2.5 weeks before summer started. Summer school started. And I got a week in between the other summer school session. And I got 2 weeks in between summer to fall. So you know what? I'm going to take my time and I'm going to be chilling. And it made me think that I should have took summer classes every summer. Every single summer. Even, not just one, every summer. Because, geez, I had a lot of freaking free time. If you don't take summer at all, you will literally be off of school for almost like 8 weeks. For like almost 2 months and some more and some change. Actually, probably even more than that, because you can take most of May, you can take most of June, most of July, and a big chunk of August. So I'm thinking like, shoot, you probably out like 10 months. I keep saying months, 10 weeks, which is huge. It's giant. It's gargantuan. It's huge. It's giant. I'm sorry I keep saying that, but it's giant, it's big. So anyway, I don't feel sorry for you because I'm doing it too. So hey, I'm gonna say that I feel sorry for us. That's who I feel sorry for. So we're gonna make it through. Me and you. We're gonna do this. Well, anyway, stay tuned. More podcasts coming up, most definitely. If I don't do it on Saturday, I'll do it on Monday. If I don't do it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and so forth. So stay tuned. I'll see you guys later. Bye, Jaywalkers. Peace.